Welcome to the Problem Properties podcast. I am your host, Kathryn Veer, and every week we delve into the problems that properties have that are slightly less visible than the ordinary. So here we investigate any psychic activity that may be going on, any emotional imprints from previous owners that might still be layered into the walls and adding layers of toxicity to what you're living in. Or it might be that you have a property that cannot sell for love nor money nor any amount of refurbishing that you're doing. Whatever your problem is with your property, if you think that there might be something slightly under the bonnet going on that you are interested in finding out about, we look into and explore and are detectives on the more intuitive levels about what is going on and finding out the logical causes and being able to shift them for you. Welcome to Problem Properties. I am your host, Kathryn Veer, and I have with me my guest today, Ali Monjack, who is a TV broadcaster and a PR specialist. And she is going to talk to us about a problem that she's got with her property. So over to you, Ali. What is the problem that you have with your property?
Well, as you know, I'm in a situation where I'm, wondering whether I should still be here because, my daughter is about to move out. But yesterday, for example, it's almost like I took myself out of this property, my home, and I just had to get out. I can't explain it, Kathryn. I just had to get out. I couldn't focus on what I was doing anymore at all. I just really needed to get out. And where I live it's a beautiful 3-story Victorian house, 1865. So it can probably tell a few stories itself.
Mm-hmm.
It overlooks the park at the front, but I never used the front door because just before I moved in, it had been painted and I couldn't open the front door. But we always use, my daughter and I, the back door. Most people on the terrace do, but it's got an alleyway that runs between the houses and the gardens at the back. So everybody sort of goes up and down. Well, I'm number 10 out of 12 terrace houses, and I'm just I don't know, there's something that says to me that I should get out of this property, but yet I've always kind of felt safe. I can't explain it, Kathryn. I really can't.
So what I hear you saying is that although you love your property and it's a beautiful property and you love the park and all of these aspects of it, there's something about it that you can't explain, and is that am I getting close to what you're?
Yes, I mean, as I said yesterday, I know, I'm going through a lot of changes in life, but I just, something just was just like, I needed to get out. I needed to get out and almost protect my energy from it, I think, is the thing that I was kind of feeling. And I don't like the back of the property. That's the only thing that I don't like about it, because I've never been able to, I can't park a car here because there's no driveway. As I said, it's an alleyway up the back. The great thing about it is that I'm living in the middle of the town, so I'm very well connected. But it's not the car thing. It's the fact that, people walk up and down my alleyway. What was Ali's alleyway? Sorry, that sounds funny, but walk up and down Ali's alleyway, and I just feel, that I've never been able to really use the back garden as well, because I also don't feel very private there.
Mm.
And to be honest, when I'm at home, I'm an incredibly private person.
Right.
Mm.
Well, I think this is really interesting because we were having a conversation before you came on today, and you were sharing a little bit about this house, and I immediately saw this alleyway, and I was sort of avoiding saying that to you, but then you mentioned the alleyway, and I said, "Oh, Ali in her alleyway," and it's a bit of a laugh, but actually, um, often when I get given pictures like this, Ali, there is a reason for it. And listening to you talking, would you be willing for me to remote view into it for you?
Yes, please.
Okay. So yeah, so what I see, what I see there, and obviously some of this is total common sense, right? This is not like advanced psychic powers or anything like this. On the most level, on the basic level of common sense, this alleyway has been there as long as the houses, which is like what, a long, long time now. And lots of families have lived there. And there's this feeling of unrest that goes up and down this alleyway. And it's like I can see as I tune into it, I can see I can see so many people approaching their doors, their back doors, and as they're approaching their back doors, there's like a feeling and a thought coming over them, and it's almost like there's quite a lot of preparation for what's going to happen once they get to the door, and how are they going to be received. So it's an area of anxiety and unrest and unknowingness that is there. So when you see people pass, you're seeing people pass almost like in a dark cloud. They're in this dark cloud of unknowing. They don't know what's going to happen when they get to the door, because they're like family homes largely, right? So going back to the family, maybe they've done something and they're thinking, gosh, when I get in here, am I going to get told off? Am I going to tell the truth? Am I going to be punished in some way? What reception am I going to have? But also, what mood is my mum going to be in? Is my dad going to be drunk? There's a lot of unknowns here. And I think that's quite interesting, really, because I kind of want to put that to you, whether that's something that you sometimes wrestle with when you're either walking towards your door or actually in your home itself, whether you have this feeling of sometimes of unrest or having to juggle with various unknowns.
Yeah, I do. Well, I am juggling with a few unknowns anyway at the moment, emotionally. But yes, I do quite often unknowns. And then, I keep flipping and changing my mind. It's like I want to stay here on my own. No, I don't want to stay here on my own. I want to get out. Like yesterday, I literally dropped everything that I was doing.
Mm.
And I just thought, I can't focus. I need to get out. I need to go. I need to just leave.
And what room were you in when you felt that?
I was in one of the front rooms, which is a bedroom, because I've got a desk in there. And I just really, yeah, just wanted to go, really.
And in that, what is the atmosphere like in that front room?
Um, it can be quite cold at times. I mean, to be honest, Kathryn, it's 1865 house, so even in the summer, it's never it's never, it's the house to come to if you're feeling hot. But
Mm.
it does feel quite cold
Mm.
where I'm sat sometimes by the window. Um, and yeah, some days, is better than others, so I can kind of focus, and other days I feel like I can't really.
This is the room that you work in,
Mm.
and is there a particular reason you've chosen this room to work in?
I've chosen this room to work in because it overlooks the park, and I was working in the other bedroom, or sort of office room,
Mm.
that overlooks the alleyway, but I couldn't bear it, because also it's not a very nice view outside the back. You know, it looks into the gym, and yeah, I don't know. I couldn't really cope with that. I don't know why.
But productivity wise, how has that changed from moving from how it was before, regardless of the view and the gym and everything else, in terms of your productivity and your inner serenity, how has that changed from moving from that room to this room you're in now?
At first, it was really quite a good thing, you know, because I was overlooking the park. Um, but I do feel sometimes that I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like a feeling of I don't know how best to sort of move forward, really.
Okay, let me just sorry interrupt you there, but there's a in spirit there's an old lady sitting in a chair by your window, and she's got glasses on, and she's very sort of talkative, and she's like she's saying things like that's not the way to do it, this is the way you've got to do it. She's kind of she's got a sense of a very strong sense of feels like kind of right and wrong, and she it's almost like she's telling you off. I think she's like sitting there telling you off, this is how you should do it, and this is the right way to do it. And she's not it's not really malevolent. She's not really malevolent. I feel like she's a previous somebody who lived there before. I'm just going to see if I can ask her why she's still hanging
Still
around,
there,
why she's
looking
why
at the
she's
park.
still why she's still hanging around. um Okay, I've got this name Nora, might or might not be right, I don't know. That's what she's saying. Her name is Nora, could be short for something. Um, what's she telling me? She's telling me that she felt very pushed out. I felt very pushed out and unwanted here. And this sitting by this window is like my refuge. So that this is like my refuge, looking out of this window, watching people, and the view here was important to me. That's what she's saying.
Mm.
Just this sense that she's like a sort of maiden aunt. I mean, that's an old-fashioned term, isn't it? But she was like she never married, she didn't have children, and she felt quite redundant. That's what she's saying to me. I felt redundant, and she's kind of wringing her hands and um looking quite distressed now. um
That's how I've been feeling.
Tell me more.
Sometimes I've been feeling like that, you know, that I'm feeling redundant, in actual fact, you know, I've got quite a few things going on, but it's you know, I've every now and again had that kind of feeling, and you know, and the combination of one minute I'm absolutely fine that my daughter is moving out possibly in May, and things because I've got things to do, and then the next minute I'm feeling, you know, like I'm kind of left here on my own, and yeah, just what you described.
What do you make of that?
I've got goosebumps all over me. I feel very cold indeed. Yeah, that's very interesting, because I like the view here, and I find it better environment for me to do my work in.
Mm.
But yeah, so I was kind of doubting sometimes whether this was my own thoughts and feelings. Do you see what I mean?
What do you feel now?
I feel peaceful. I do. Yeah. And I feel like um, yeah, I feel, I feel, this energy is starting to move away from me.
Mm.
I do, and I can feel my whole body rocking. It's kind of moving away from me.
Mm. I mean, it's sort of ironic to me because, in a sense, you say, about this thing about being on your own, and in a sense, you haven't been on your own. You've had this, you've had this presence here, and I'm just tuning to. It's like she's been talking at you, sort of trying to get your attention, and very much invading your thoughts, um, because she wants to get some attention, right? Do you want
Oh
some
my
attention?
God, Kathryn, I'm actually rocking.
Yeah.
Mm.
She's wanting to get your attention, and she's found a way to sort of invade your thoughts. So I guess the first thing to say is a lot of these thoughts, that you've been having are not your thoughts.
Right.
Um, they're her thoughts, because she is, and she's just telling me I feel useless, and quite sad really. She's sort of saying I don't. I'm just going to tell you what she's saying. I sometimes think, oh, to just sort of put it in a context, but no, what she's actually saying is, and this actually gets my it's getting my heart really badly. I have to breathe through this one. Ali, bear with me.
It's fine. It's okay. I'm with you.
She's saying, I don't deserve to go to heaven.
Oh, no, you need to go. You need to go. You do.
So I think Ali and I
I want you to go. I want you
want
to
you
be
to, with our hearts, you've touched our hearts, and she's not quite ready. She's just want her to know that you absolutely deserve to go to heaven,
absolutely.
and these are your this is not the right place for you to be. You don't have to suffer anymore, and you don't have to punish yourself, and you don't have to sit here trying to get attention. We see you and we feel you,
I
and
can
we
feel
know how long you've been here waiting in the sort of
her.
waiting room, suffering. You've suffered enough, and
No more suffering.
we don't want you to suffer anymore. In fact,
No one
send you
deserves to suffer.
healing to your heart. She's saying nobody knew me. She's saying nobody knew me. Um, so I want to say to you, Nora, we can see you. We didn't know you when you were in your human life. And I'm really sorry that nobody knew you. I'm really sorry that happened to you, and that you
What's
felt
her
redundant.
story? What's her story?
That you felt redundant, and yeah, she was quite ill in her life. She didn't marry, so she felt quite excluded, and yeah, just like this being this sort of maiden aunt figure who was always sort of in the way, or skivvy. She's saying I was a skivvy. Oh, skivvy. It's interesting, these words, isn't it? When you tune into these things, the language, like the maiden aunt, the skivvy, these words come in, that are
Mm.
meaningful to her. They're meaningful to her. And just want to say, Nora, I know that you did your best. And I'm sorry that you weren't known. You didn't feel that anyone knew you in your life. But we're seeing you. Yeah, that's better. It's going through to her now. I just want you to receive the love and acceptance that's here for you now. I just want you to know you don't have to stay here anymore. You don't have to suffer anymore. And there is a place for you where you can be happy and you can be free and you can be released. Oh, she's smiling. I didn't know that. No, you didn't. You didn't know that, but you know that now because Ali and I have been brought together in this way. And gosh, I also want to tell you, you won't understand what a podcast is. But I just want you to know that, oh, this made me cry now. Nora, I just want you to know that you will be known. Your story will be known because there will be people listening to this. And they will be able to tune into you and know about a little bit about your life. And so you will actually be known in another dimension, in another time. And that's something that I am feel very joyful to be able to do for you. It's a real gift that I can give you, not just in helping you move on, but helping you know that you will be known.
And you're the first person, spirit on problem properties. Wow.
So I bless you, and
Be at
I'm
peace.
just going to ask your friends and family, anyone in spirit who knows you, who does know you. And look, there's lots of them. Look at them all. Just look up at that, Nora. Look how many people in spirit actually know you. That was just in your mind that they didn't. There they all are. Look at them. I'm inviting her up, and she's there she goes. Oh, she just got her arms outstretched now. It's like they're lifting her up. I send you blessings, Nora. Thank you for coming through. And she's sort of sending us a wave back.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you. There you go. Oh, it was an emotional one.
Wow. The energy was incredible. My whole body started rocking, and yeah, I feel just like, there's a vacuum of energy. Thank you, Kathryn.
Okay. So it's very difficult to end something like this, Ali. Just leave people in suspense, kind of in this suspended place. So I think it's important to ground people in, and I want to give some context to this before we end. Just want to say, if any of you, like Ali, are feeling something strange happening in, your room, or it feels a bit cold, or you're having thoughts and feelings that you don't feel are yours, they might not be. They might not be, but that's nothing to be scared of, because there's no way that these lost souls can cause long-term damage. But they're really trying to just get attention. They just want to be seen, like Nora did. She felt she'd never been known rather than seen, because I guess seen is more of a modern term, isn't it, Ali?
Yeah.
Known is what she would have felt, unknown. And being stuck in time because she felt she didn't deserve to go to heaven. That's very powerful. There's usually a reason, a really strong reason. So it's not just a question of splashing some sage around. it's really important to be able to talk to these beings and find out why they've got stuck, and why they're causing issues or interference or trying to invade thoughts, or because they really know that they need to move on, but they don't know how. So they
No.
need some sort of human help to be able to do that. So there's something really scary about this. This is really hopefully going to help Ali enormously to have this space now where she can expand into her whole sort of beingness, can move into this space now Nora has left, and she can really enjoy it and feel much more productive.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Gosh.
So yeah, if anybody's out there has got a similar problem that wants to be in touch, I'm always open to assessing who, whether we can offer some help to some spirit that needs to move on. So thank you so much, Ali. And what will you take away from this? That's my little takeaway bit at the end. What will you take away from our podcast today?
What will I take away from it? That I felt so disconnected. And now I realize that, because I said I went to Waitrose yesterday for a coffee, and when I was out of the house and I was thinking, oh, do I, am I feeling really emotional about stuff? I actually felt all right in myself. I felt much better for being out of there. So I think I really take away from the fact that, there obviously has been another energy there. That's not mine. That's not mine. And I think instinctively that as humans, we think it's all related to us. And thank you so much.
It's a great pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing this and opening your office room space to us, and letting us see this and letting us do this amazing thing for Nora, because Nora will live on in our listeners to this podcast, and that's an amazing thing, amazing gift that we can give her. I've never been able to do that for Spirit before. So she's a first. She's a first. You're a first, Nora. So thank you, Ali. Thank you, Nora, for coming through and sharing with us. I think that's it from me for today. So thanks everyone for listening, and hopefully we'll enjoy hearing from you joining in with the next podcast very, very soon.
Thanks for having me, Kathryn.
Thanks for coming in.